We are vastly superior to humans. You know it to be true, so do not resist us. Coming to you live by a tape-delayed basis by means of digital distribution. This is Extreme Hardcore Nerds. Here are your hosts.
Ready, set, game on.
Welcome back, and now it is finally time. It is finally here. It has finally arrived. Mass Effect 3, probably the biggest game launch of this console's generation so far, or I should say, this year.
I wouldn't say so far.
Yeah, because you have like
Halo 3
coming out.
Yeah,
Gears of War 3, all the Call of Duties. Yeah. I'd say this year.
This year, yes.
Yeah, not just generation.
I can't argue all the idiots standing in line for Crappadookie, but that's a whole nother story. Not going there.
I was talking about BioShock Infinite.
There's that too.
Even then,
I still don't think BioShock's going to hold up to this. That's my opinion.
I agree with Andy.
But anyway, so Mass Effect 3, it is here. So what we're going to do, since all four of us have played it, all four of us have put multiple hours into both the single player and the multiplayer, we're going to kind of handle this round-robin discussion. So first item up for business that I want to bring up.
I choose the green one.
Wait, should we just talk about multiplayer first?
No, let's start with story and then we'll go to multi.
Okay.
Well, I was actually gonna.
Let's let the leader handle this.
Yes. So first off the bat, one thing that probably the easiest that we can all agree on, and not take a whole lot of time on.
Do we like it?
Graphically, is this probably one of, if not the prettiest game that we've ever seen?
Can I go first?
Yeah.
Sure.
We'll go. Do we want to go like Garrett, me, Stefan?
We can.
Okay. Remember what I said in the middle of the podcast when I said go to a planet when you're about to meet somebody in the beginning of the game, look outside and you see like the world and everything crashing down.
It's the Turian home planet and it's Garrus. This is not spoilers.
Well,
it's the first mission.
Okay, but we're trying to like watch spoilers. I don't know.
But there are certain characters you are going to run into.
Well, unless they die at the end of Mass Effect 2. Sorry, spoilers.
They already know what they're getting. Move on.
But okay, basically it's one of the first missions. You go there and you meet up with Garrus and all that and find out some stuff. Reapers are attacking the area. What I thought is, I stood out, it was a calm and all that, I was just looking around the scenery, like, planets are burning up, like half of the planet's burning up, Reapers are dropping out of space, there's a space battle up, it was like, wow, just take your time and just sit there and just look. Like, I think graphically stunning, this is the best one so far.
I agree with him, that especially that one, because I did take the time to look there after you told me that. I think it's mainly the backdrops that look really good, because you can tell that on Citadel too, especially if you, when you talk to Cortez, your pilot, to go out and go look about Citadel, you get a good shot of the backdrop and what's going on, and that looks also really good. I don't think the models look as great, and I've definitely noticed that with the humans, that when they're, the words aren't matching with their mouth movements. It looks like there's a delay between it, and I believe that would fall under graphical, and that really bothers me, but that's really my only complaint with it, graphically.
So they're going with the bad Japanese Godzilla movie.
Yeah.
Audio syncing has problems sometimes.
Well, there's a couple other issues that...
so far.
Well, I mean, like I said, there's been parts where I've been talking to a window.
Yeah, that's...
And the person's not even there.
There's a difference between that and just glitch.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
Yeah, graphically, this is the best Mass Effect they've done so far. the backdrops do add in that nice sense to bring the world a little full. They've added more NPCs and areas now, so it's not just a handful of like 2 or 3 in one specific area to actually make the Citadel feel like a living thing. That's a lot better. The animations have been retweaked, which is a lot better. There's no longer just a cutscene to get in and out of areas anymore. So that's really nice. You know, they actually give you something to look at and see. So everything graphically has been touched up in really, really good ways that I enjoy. Yes, I have seen the lip and audio syncs be a little off. Certain characters will have an uncanny valley stare to them at times that really fucking freaks me out. Especially when anytime they do, I'm going to use her because we all know she's there. Chobot.
Yeah.
The first time you see her, she looks high. Her eyes are so low. I'm like, my God. I'm like, she could either be Bryan Adams from fucking How High, or not High, but from the Dave Chappelle movie, or she could be Tommy Chung. She just looks so lit. It's hilarious,
boy, dude. That little boy.
But anytime they do a direct camera on her, her face is just, you see, it's like she's just staring into nothingness. It's really scary at times. But still, her character model looks like her, at least.
Yes.
It looks exactly like her in the world, which is really good. They can at least, there is at least that. So I will give them a plus up on the models looking good on that front.
All right. So, next item up, and this is, like I said, I might as well just get that one out of the way because we're all going to agree on it, for the most part. Storyline. So, this having been the third and supposed final Mass Effect, Commander Shepard has done all these things to preach and to show that this alien race is coming back to our galaxy to exterminate us. Well, guess what? Guess who's knocking on the front door?
The Reapers.
No, it's not the Reapers.
Jesus?
It's humanity. Yeah.
No, it's the Reapers because humanity's already here.
Yeah.
No. You just spoiled the whole entire game.
Anyway, so yes, the Reapers show up, take over Earth. You get into a little bit of a firefight. If you played the demo, this is all spoiler free. I mean, because we've all already done this. You get told by your now new commanding officer, since you get reinstated, for an action you may or may not have done in Mass Effect 2, depending on if you played that or not. And then you are back on the Normandy, and your mission, plain and simple, unite every race in the galaxy to combat the Reaper threat and to drive them off.
Yes.
How much shit can you throw at a guy?
Oh, no. What I enjoy the most, Andy, what I enjoy the most is, okay, Commander Shepard saved the console in the first Mass Effect.
Depending on how you played. Then he goes to the
collector's base, kills the collectors and their home world, and then they also see Sovereign, who is a Reaper, by the way, in the end of the first one. Okay, so there's all this nice info, and it's like, oh yeah, we still can't help you. Oh crap, now we're getting attacked. Can you help us?
That's also very depending on how you played your game, because you could have very likely killed the council and kept the Reaper ship.
Yes, but it would be a different console though. But it would be like basically the exact same concept of, you freaking kidding me? I've done all this crap for you guys, and you guys won't back me up, but you guys want me to keep on backing you guys up.
But I do understand that part of it, because you are one man or one group of people saying we've seen this, and yet you're not. There's really been no tangible evidence yet. But you understand where I'm going with this. You're one guy trying to convince an entire planet.
You're the new world. The world is end at nigh guy on the corner.
Yes. Yes. You're the guy on the soapbox saying the world is going to end tonight at midnight if you don't put $1 in my box. So,
except you have a gun.
So, I mean, I understand that aspect of it, but I mean, and I'm going to take the assumption that if you're playing Mass Effect 3, you've played 1, you've played 2, or at least you've played 2. If you're a PS3 fan, you haven't played 1.
Oh, I thought they did put on the PlayStation Network.
I couldn't remember if they did or if they didn't.
I asked a friend, and I don't know. I don't even think he checked. He said he didn't. He hadn't played it, and he hadn't seen it. So
okay, I didn't remember if that came with with the copy of Mass Effect 2 or not. I cannot remember that. I preface that here, but so again, you're faced with insurmountable odds. You are out to unite the galaxy. Is this a good storyline?
Master Chief did it.
You know what? I'm happy. I'm happy about the storyline because what BioWare has said, and then that Casey Hudson, I think I'm correct on that one, left as the writer of BioWare. I'm actually quite happy that they are ending the game, and I'm quite happy that they're ending it with a bang.
So, and now that also does open up with this being the end, there's going to be no future, there might be DLC.
Well,
but there's not
BioWare still has that Mass Effect MMO going on, but what I would rather prefer on the Mass Effect universe is go to the First Contact War between the Krogans Turians or the Krogans Rachnia. Go back there.
Rachni.
Rachni. See how they started all this.
I would like to see how interesting how that all played out.
I mean, I have no problem with keeping it in current time, but definitely this would. I feel I've played enough Commander Shepard. I would like to be a new character. Or,
yeah.
You know,
I
like to be able to select my race. I mean, not necessarily an MMO, but maybe I want to. Now that I'm familiar with
one of the other races.
Yeah, now I would like to play as a Krogan, or maybe I would like to play as a Asari, or
Turian, obviously.
Turian, obviously. It's all Garrus. Shut the fuck up. But
it's all about Garrus on this one.
God damn it. I haven't gotten that out of sin. That or Rex. That's it. But I'm just impressed for the fact this is the first time we've gotten a 3-shot trilogy, and it's been good.
Yes.
In a very long time. Most games peter by the second game, and I don't even know how they even get to a third and think that it's okay. So, good on them for that. I mean, and at least a continuing story continuity all the way through. I mean, most time they're all standalone one to the other, and the only thing continuing is the characters themselves. So, just in that respect, getting the first time of hearing of the Reapers and fighting one for seeing it, and then having to fight basically an offshoot of them with the Collectors in the second one, and now finally getting to face the Reapers head-on, full force in the third one. A continuing rise is amazing. The challenge never got to the point where this became mundane, so I'm happy with that. The story continuing and how it is going is brilliant, I think. I don't even care so much as to the physical communications between what the story has to say, but all of the little intricate things that help bring the story along is awesome. Just the interplay of each of the characters talking. I mean, I don't know how the fact that the world is on fire and you still have time to go and talk to random people at sometimes. It's just amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And I find that just gorgeous. I'm going to help unite the universe. My planet might be burning right now, but gotta do this shit first.
We gotta get rid of the enemy first.
Oh, yeah. Commander Shepard, a pervert? Yeah, heck yeah, man.
Yeah, audio pervert he is, but still, just being able to go and still have other things to deal with. I mean, even with the loss of not having a lot of other places to go this time, I mean, you can see that the actions that are happening in the universe do have an effect on how even the gameplay and the mechanics come into effect. I mean, in 2, the Reapers had yet to come, but even with the Collectors already being there, you still got to go to other places. I mean, besides the Citadel, our new hub was basically Omega.
Yep.
You got to go to that place as well. But And this one, you're back to the Citadel again, like the first time, and you can't go to them again. But you still get to go to certain planets. You still get to revisit Chunga from the second one. It would have been nice if we could go to the Sorry homeworld, maybe.
I'm happy that the searching for minerals is done, and the searching planets.
Yeah, now searching planets for basically weapons and schematics to help the war.
Yeah.
Yeah. A really nice change on that. A little different. It kind of marred the first and second game's way of finding things, though, where you don't have to use the rover this time, thank God.
Thank
again,
goodness.
But you're still in the ship, and it's basically just roll around the planets and locate stuff.
But
Though
if you're in a
planet.
system with the Reaper, though, your
you can still
awareness of the Reaper
you can still get
will go
attacked
up.
even if you're in a system without a Reaper. I've been attacked without a Reaper on the actual system still.
What happens if the Reaper catches you?
You die.
Game over.
Game over. That's it.
Okay.
So, all right.
Gunner?
Storyline? You guys?
See my comment on Skype. I just want to make sure it's not spoiler-ish.
I have a question though. I know that because we can import our Mass Effect 3 characters and stuff like that, and I know that Gunner, did you import it or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Who didn't import it? I know Stefan didn't. Okay. Would you miss out not importing your character because of the whole entire experience and you didn't get to choose what happens? Or not really? I'm happy about me importing my character, but I will play as Femship after I beat this one. Is there really a big difference, with who's dead and who's not dead and stuff like that?
A person who hasn't played 2 would get, which is why I didn't do the import that way, because I want to play the game as if I have no save, because I want to see what the developer will give me and not, you didn't play the last 2, therefore you're fucked all the time, because I know a lot of people have said that that's how it was, but I'm like, no, that's why they have that beginning thing that kind of gets a random choosing of who will be alive and who will not. So I wanted to see what that would do, and it's the same way as in 2. When you choose where you're from and a little bit of your history, that will determine who will be alive and who will be dead in the game. So I know that you guys have said you've run into people from the save files that you have. So the only thing is I haven't run into those people. That's just literally the only thing that's really seemed different.
Okay.
Can I say my point on importing?
Sure.
The DLCs from Mass Effect 2 they will show up, or they will talk about it in Mass Effect 3, which I'm actually quite happy about. I found that actually really, really good, that the DLCs that you got, like Kasume or Zaid, they will show up in the game, so I'm happy about that.
I haven't seen Zaid yet.
Well, I heard Zaid shows up. I haven't seen Zaid yet, but I heard that Zaid shows up.
Yeah, no, I've ran into him, so...
Okay.
I mean, as far as I go, just from a story standpoint, this has probably, and I mean, I'm taking the first 2 into consideration as well, because this has been such a big build-up. Unlike most other games, like when you're playing it, you have your character and you interact with the world. And I'll even use Kingdoms of Amalur for this. You may or may not care about what decisions you make and how they influence the world, because you're going to just get that one playthrough. Having gone through 1 and 2 and now into 3, I've developed such a love and such an interest into these characters and into these personalities that when certain things happen to certain people,
it affects you?
I'm not going to lie, I literally did shed a tear.
Did you shed a tear for him?
I did.
Did he at least sing for you?
I'm not going into that at the moment. Because
not for 2, just 1, for 3. You get him to do the little song?
No, I'm not. I'm a spoiler. I'm trying to make this a spoiler for his.
We haven't named him.
I understand
or
that.
It.
Oh, I understand that, but there's been a couple moments already where I've just been, wow, I did not think I would feel that way. And I don't know if it was just because it was that character that was put in that situation, or it was just, because of my relationship with the characters in general. But I'm like, this has probably been the most gripping and like reel me in storyline that I have played in a very long time.
I know that kind of happened with me in one of the missions that I did. A familiar character comes back, and I had to make the choice between assisting the war for the greater good or saving my friend. And I ended up making the decision of what was going to help me in the end of the war. And they did a really, really good, like, the music was really, really good for when this character was slowly fighting off to hold the line as all these enemies are waving him over and over again. All of his friends had died, and he's fighting it off, and the music's just, like, really slow, really beautiful, and then it slowly just has him going. And then you see me and my party walking up to the shuttle, and it says, "We're the only ones to come." And I'm just going to leave it there in case you haven't played that part yet, because more stuff does happen.
I know what part you're talking about.
I know what part he's talking about too, but whatever.
Hey, does anyone care if I say it? Can I say it, or should I leave it?
No, leave it, because, I mean, depending on how you played one, that is a major part.
Okay, so, yeah, I remember when I made that decision, how hard that part was and how hard this game was going to be to play, because I knew I was going to have to make a lot more decisions like that, and I was just crushed watching him go down, even though he wasn't my favorite character. It was still hard to watch.
He was happy to do it.
There was honor in it.
Like all their race.
Yep.
They're happy to do it.
But, so, I mean, okay, I think we've covered story through and clear. Now, gameplay. I know with you two, you had some issues with the demo, as far as the camera angles, as far as how the gameplay went. Do you feel that it's either on par with 2 and that they've corrected what you felt was a mistake from the demo, or are you still not so sure about how they're presenting it to us this time?
Okay, I was one of the people who didn't like the camera angle. I didn't like the camera angle because it looked a little bit too much like a Gears of War camera angle. I don't know if it was just me and I was going into a demo or whatever, but right when I plugged in the game and played it right away, I thought the camera angle was fine. I thought the gameplay was fine. Like Andy was saying earlier, masses and masses of horror, or like enemies, let's say, come at you, and the guns, the powers, like everything. I think it runs pretty smooth right now. Yeah, oh yeah, and the add-ons on the guns are really, the gun customization and the add-ons guns are really, really good too.
It's fine. I've gotten used to it, and I'm comfortable with the game. Then again, I've also put in 20 hours in the single player, and I don't even want to think about how much I've put into the multiplayer already. So, I mean, the only thing that I don't like is going between multiplayer and single player. I'm so used to the fact now that when I kill something, I get a little point indicator, and now every time I'm playing multiplayer, I'll like throw a grenade and like to try and kill an enemy from behind him. Like I can keep peeking over. Did I get him? I don't know if I got him.
Wow. Hey, when we were playing on Wednesday night, there was a guy that we were playing with that openly said that he has never touched a single player of Mass Effect. He was only playing it for multiplayer. And I was like, wow, that has to be a first.
Who was that? Garrickson?
No, it was a different guy.
Yeah.
I know that we all been playing together, so that's why.
No, I remember what you said.
Time. I got saved by the Pink Ranger. And he became my friend.
Nice.
Because he's the only one that can save us. Pretty much he ran our entire team. We would
Nice.
all die. All 6 levels of the last thing, we all died every time.
Yeah, I remember that. That guy was like freaking insane,
You
man.
were with me when we had that. That was totally different people.
Anyway,
But, yeah.
gameplay.
Gameplay. Yeah, I can see the Gears of War lands all over that with the camera angle. It doesn't bother me. I preferred this camera angle, actually. I thought the last one was way too close because I couldn't see anything past, his lower back. It was like, okay. But I'm totally fine with this camera angle. It gives me a wider scope to see everything else, which is very fine. Refinement of the weapons. The RPG aspect is back.
Yes.
And better this time. I do enjoy that very much.
I was skeptical on that, and I can say they proved me wrong.
Yeah, they kept the same thing from Mass Effect 2 with all of the bullet extra add-ons are just power still, so you don't get all of them, but each one are still good enough, and usually someone in the group will have every kind of other bullet, so team squad up for all those people if you really want to use them that badly. Just having them with attachments for barrel, scope, stability, materials works perfectly fine. It's simple to use. I do not have to go to the bench every mission to change them, which is nice. It's really good. Giving you the ability to use every weapon now, and not for the fact of you get them all and there are 2 you're great with and every other weapon is just sucky. Was a really shitty touch for one. Better that they just use a weight system now, and you can still pretty much equip every weapon once you find some of the materials to make them light enough. That worked perfectly well. All of the mechanics are still the natural and the same for just choosing options. I was going to ask everybody, did anyone else try any of the other settings? What did everyone choose for the difficult setting? Did they choose gameplay or role-playing, story? Or?
Well, I've been importing this whole time, so I'm sure I'm on RPG.
I've been importing all this time too.
Yeah, I think when you import, you don't get a choice.
See, so that's the one thing I want. That's the one thing I want to see.
I know the difference between those.
That would change.
The difference between those is you do not get the cutscenes, or you only get the select few cutscenes or the select few dialogue options.
Okay.
But it's straight action. Role-playing is you get all the cutscenes and all the dialogue. And then there's something else which is like in between those.
Yeah, and
that's the difference of all of those choices, by the way.
Yeah, because that also changed my difficulty rating in a weird way, because it didn't give me the option to change what kind of difficulty I was on. Okay. So I had to actually physically, after starting the game, go in and change from beginner hardcore insanity, or beginner veteran hardcore insanity. So I was just wondering if that actually has a difference in the playstyle, as well as how some of the mechanics would work. Past that, everything else still feels great. It still feels pretty easy to shoot and get around corners. The grenade system, I do not enjoy having powered grenades. I'd rather just like it to be a button.
Oh yeah,
like any other game.
You can, yeah. Well, I mean, you can kind of do that.
You can kind of do that by having it chosen, but I'd rather it automatically be its own thing than, because as your powers recharge, that doesn't recharge. You actually have to find those as separate ammo. So that makes it very weird. And at the same time, I've automatically had a few times of just bad camera angles and the character literally turning in front of the wall that I'm on and just throwing the grenades at the wall.
As a soldier not having a lot of powers, I didn't find it to be a problem, but I could see that being more of a problem for like races that did want to use more of their powers.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Did you I'm sorry, Gunnar. I just went under your Facebook page.
So
your profile picture. Commander Shepard, seriously.
Yeah, he would do that.
I believe it. But, alright.
You, sir?
I mean, it feels like a seamless transition between all of them. Again, by this time around, and even when I played the demo, I didn't feel, as far as like camera angles or anything, it felt any different. I was able to pick up that controller, and I knew right away what button did what, and I was just able to start kicking ass.
Pretty quick.
So, I mean, as far as that part goes, I do like that they, like you said, that they added a little. I would like to see a little bit more of the gun customization. It seems like they give you some things to help out, but it's not like granted, yes, I understand you can only put so much into it. But I mean, like where Mass Effect 1 was like, you got this. It felt like Borderlands. You got gun after gun after gun. In Mass Effect 2, you got like nothing. And now 3, you kind of have a little mismatch, and you can level them up and stuff like that. One nice thing with this one too, I also feel that they're a lot more free with currency. and the economy, so it actually feels like you can actually do a lot of the stuff you want to, not sit and just shoot planets with probes for hour upon hour.
I need minerals
just to try and get a damn upgrade. I also do like that you have multiple sources to upgrade certain aspects, and that you and that at any point too, and this is kind of like Kingdoms of Amalur too, you can just go into the med bay, and if you want to respec,
it's all right there.
You can respec.
Yeah, the first time it's free, but the other times it takes a little bit more credits or whatever. Though.
Yeah. So, but I mean, the options there that you know, if you feel the game is taking a turn, and that you may or may not be equipped for, you have it in front of you where you can actually get into it and change things around. So I really do like that aspect.
For the import, what did it give you as a boost? Was it just another free power?
No, actually, it took me straight to level 30.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Me too.
Wow.
Yep, it took me straight to level 30, and it just gave me my the power tree.
Wow,
and I just boom, boom, boom.
I'm
points.
I'm actually happy that I didn't import, because that seems like way too easy of a here. Make yourself God right away. That literally makes everything from the first 8 levels.
No, you are not all invincible. No.
But,
no, you're not.
Yeah, no.
I don't know how many times I've died in this game so far.
And they gave you, of course, they gave you a little bit of boost of reputation, or you know.
Wow, that's.
But you got a boost of reputation? I didn't get anything.
Okay. Nah, it's not much.
Okay, then I'm happy to.
It wasn't anything to phone home about, but it helped you out a little bit.
They took the Mass Effect 2 perk system that you got from that for playing once through, and that's just in the medbay now. Every person will drop one of their abilities for you, and you can just use that as your 6 to power to use.
Yep, and you can choose which one you want to go with. Like, I think like right now, I think maybe I'm using Carnage.
I think I'm using Warp Bullets.
So yeah, no. As far as gameplay and stuff goes, I'm very happy with it.
I'm going to tell my friend to play it.
At this point, it just feels so natural. It's, you know, it's almost like osmosis. Kind of. So that does bring us down to the last and final, and this is also where we can chime in our thoughts on that wonderful thing they had to put in there this time, multiplayer. Presentation. All in all, what is the general thought and feeling of Mass Effect 3? Who would like to go first?
I'll go first. Wait, is this also talking about multiplayer? So
yes, now you can talk about multiplayer. Like I just said a minute ago, this is the part where we talk about multiplayer.
Okay. Multiplayer. It's Horde or Horde mode. Okay, so we talked about this. Multiplayer, single player coexist with each other. You can't get the best ending if you don't play multiplayer.
Bullshit.
Okay.
Plain and simple.
Okay, plain and simple. Which hurts some people that doesn't have like Xbox Live or PSN Network or internet, that in general speaking. But multiplayer in general, you have what? Is it 6 classes or 5 classes that you get to choose from?
Adapt, Sentinel, Soldier, Engineer, Adapt.
Yep. And you have 4 choices in each class. One. Now, with certain classes, you may get
certain abilities,
certain race.
Yeah.
And certain
races have certain abilities.
Yep.
And it's teamwork, though. It revolves around, I think, a lot more teamwork, a lot more.
No Ramboing this.
You can't really Rambo it.
Is that really his name?
Andy found that out the hard way a lot of times on Wednesday night.
I've Ramboed before.
I didn't die that much. I had to pull your ass out of the fire a couple times too.
No, I'm sorry. You were dying more than I was. I was in like the top 2 all the time. But
this is why they don't have team killing.
It's pretty fun. It has what, 3 different areas or 4 different areas against 3 different enemies.
I already know the ending.
You already know the ending?
As we get describing feedback from Gunnar and his roommate.
It's going on.
And
Hello?
now he mutes himself.
And now he mutes. Awesome. I love this.
And he's back.
Hi, buddy.
What's up?
Your thoughts?
Well, let Garrett finish his
Rant. Garrett?
Bueller.
As everyone decides to go silent now.
What?
There he is.
I've been here.
I know, but...
Yeah, but you're muted for a little bit, and we were poking fun, and Garrett is now nowhere to be found.
Yeah,
I am here. You were just making fun of me.
So what else is new?
You can finish now, your train of thought.
Fine. I'll shut up now.
No, you continue. I was giving you that opportunity, and yet you didn't speak.
Oh, I couldn't hear you guys.
Oh, dear God, not this again.
The sound was really like up and down and weird, so that's why.
All right, go ahead.
It's okay. I think it's fine with. I like how it coexists with single player and multiplayer, but it's an add-on. It's not everything, but it's fun to do something with your friends.
Okay.
Okay.
Gunman?
Is there anything else that you would like to talk about as far as the game goes?
You can only hold two guns during multiplayer.
No, you can
No, you can't. You
hold
can hold
more.
You can hold
No.
You just need more. You just have to level up the weight.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, it only lets me hold two guns.
Okay.
No comment for me, really. I enjoyed the multiplayer. I thought it was a great effect. I do find it a little obnoxious that
Especially
you
against
have
the
to
Reaper.
play it. That you have to play the multiplayer to get the best ending. But me being 100%, and I really enjoyed the multiplayer. I think it does a good mix of the RPG elements in it too. So.
Are you still 100%?
I
No,
jumped
I'm
down
at 97
2%.
now, but
Yeah,
that's
it
because I
degrades
was
over
playing
time,
single
so,
player a
it
lot
literally
last
means
night.
you have to continue to play.
Yep, no, I found that one out the hard way.
Same here.
Yeah. So, I like it. Yeah, that's all
why I
for
was
me.
like, I have an hour before you showed up before we did the cast. Okay, multiplayer time. It's that well, as long as this is pretty much turned into multiplayer hour. I mean, it's a good waste of time. I mean, matches, depending on how good or bad your squad is, can be really long, like half hour at a time, or they can be really short.
15 minutes.
Well, each map ranges between 20 and 25 hours, and it only goes up to three waves or 11 waves. Oops, sorry.
20 to 25 minutes.
25
If it was
hours?
25 hours, nobody would
No
be
one
playing
would
this.
do that.
I wasn't going to bring it up, but...
This is not Quake territory, goddammit.
Did I say hours?
Yes,
Yes.
you did.
Oh.
Bad on him, but
I mean, it's nothing new. It's nothing, like I said, it's nothing to phone home about. Like, this is the greatest thing ever. You know, I got to get all the guys online Saturday night so we can play multiplayer. I absolutely hate the fact that it is directly tied into the single player campaign.
I don't like the news around it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not that I haven't enjoyed my time with multiplayer. It's not that I haven't enjoyed, you know, the RPG aspects being brought into the multiplayer and giving me the encouragement to keep playing. Or if I want to just kind of cheat a little bit, spend a couple bucks and, you know, buy some new packs. But I mean, just the fact that it determines the ending of the game, what kind you get, and making you have to play multiplayer. I do not agree with that at all. That get your multiplayer out of my single player experience. God damn it!
Coining that one, Ari?
I'm coining that one is. That just drives me up a wall. I mean, like I said, don't get me wrong. I like to play multiplayer here and there. Basically, having the gun put to my head saying, you have to play multiplayer, I don't like that.
Yeah, it's kind of a noose that I don't want.
Hello?
Yeah, you're
Still
here.
Hello?
It's
Yeah,
still fuzzy.
We can hear you.
I mean, otherwise, I mean, that's pretty much. And I do like too that I like, but I don't like that with the different classes. Again, you can pick a different race, but you're
Predetermined powers.
predetermined into what races you can play. Either you can play as a human, you can play or you get option B or option C. Mm-hmm. That's it. I mean, why can't I play, a Solarian soldier?
Yeah.
Or why can't I have a Krogan biotic? Or why can't I'm trying to?
I'm going to say it's probably because of the power bases they have.
More than likely,
probably was chosen because of the power bases.
Again, it's one of those that it's like this is I want this to be the character that I play. So it's like, why can't I choose, just like in the single player, this is the route I'm going, why can't I just make that character as... So, I mean, there are some drawbacks there. Personally, if it wasn't for the fact that multiplayer was basically being crammed down your throat, as far as the single player goes, I could see it being a two-week flash in the pan.
Pretty simple and quick.
Depending on how DLC goes.
Yeah, it's understandable. I definitely didn't like after realizing that's how that went, and was not happy with that noose around my neck. But I still smiled and grinted and gave him the $80 anyway. For my presentation, I'm probably going to stick to the dialogue tree options back again. I don't know how stringent they are with the romances and how those work within that. I don't think the reputation bar is as clawing as it used to be before, where, it would really fuck up a lot of where you wanted to go if you weren't one thing or the other.
Yep.
You can still kind of get the outcomes you want regardless of that thing. They're just not, they may not be as preferable, but they're not as, you don't have either of those, so therefore this character no longer likes you, and therefore they're going to die because of that. I found that very stupid. So they seem to have fixed that little gripe I've had. I haven't seen how that will play out anything else yet. So, but that whole presentation was, I'm liking how that's going.
Okay.
And how that's set up, so that's good. Multiplayer, I'm totally fine with how that's worked. It's a horde mode. It works perfectly well. There's been few issues that we've had with it other than connectability. Each of the classes I don't really matter for what they are. Having a Krogan soldier or only a Solarian engineer is totally fine with me. I didn't bother too much in that. I didn't see it as I'm playing as a separate character in this world as much as this is just another soldier in the fight. I'm fine with whatever they want to throw at me. Okay. Just let me play. As long as I don't have to do it at a grueling pace constantly. An add-on that I can not worry about once I'm finished with the game.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be done soon, so.
Okay.
And I'll be ready on my second playthrough.
So, all right. I think we've pretty much hit all the bases.
Except for rent by skip.
Except for the actual grade. Final thoughts and grade. Who wants to go first?
Static. All right.
Okay. I guess I will take it. As far as I pretty much hit all my big points with it. I mean, it's stunning, it's beautiful, the story is absolutely amazing. I've heard a lot of people have not liked the ending. I don't know if it's just because they realize that if there is a if they're not realizing that this is like supposed to be a finale to the whole thing. All in all, this and I will agree with Adam Sessler on this one, and I will actually probably top him a little. this has been the defining trilogy of games for this console generation, I'm flat out going to say this is the game of this console generation. If you're not playing Mass Effect, there is something horribly wrong with you. So it is, without a doubt, a 100% buy for me.
You don't have to play Mass Effect 1. Yeah. It's hard to put this in a comparison bracket with any other game currently. Yeah, this is 360's Halo. That's what this is. This is the game that defines this entire console's life cycle right now. I can't think of any other game that can draw this many people very easily, and I can sit down for hours and explain every little aspect of this game and still have things to talk about. This overshadows a lot of the other games that I hold to very high standards.
And also, too, it's one of those, everybody you talk to has a different experience.
Yeah, has a different opinion. This definitely sets the bar for any future RPG, at least Western style. All the aspects of it are great, marring with so many different kinds of experiences and themes. I can't think of anything that's come close and done just an outstanding job in any other way that could possibly be, topped. I fear for BioWare because I don't know where they're going to be able to go from this, and me not go, well, it's not Mass Effect, but okay. So,
Dragon
definitely,
Age?
I have yet to even touch that game. I don't even want to go in there. So, yeah. Anyone who's continued to play this series, buy it. Anyone who's new to this series, buy it. This is the same thing we had with Skyrim in that manner. If you are just not into the gaming thing and you just don't understand it, buy this. It's easy enough for anyone to throw into. It's easy to get sucked into. I mean, I can't not say that enough. Pick this up. Do not rent this. Do not pre-order, but do not fucking go out and look for a used copy. Buy this. Give them money. They deserve every cent of what they put in for this game.
Well, with that having been said, and unfortunately experiencing a couple of difficulties, our other two hosts have left us. We will get their final thoughts last week, but in case you haven't been able to tell from the rest of this review, I'm sure they're going to give it rave reviews and possibly buy as well. So, with the backseat to your goodbye and the glory of the goats, Gunnar Sipper, and the all-joyous butthorn himself, Garrett Four, I have been your host, your all-knowing exalted one, your king of kings, Andy Kruger, and along with me...
the truly disappointed, ever-reverent, and somehow still confident Dark Reaper, Stephen Creighton.
Peace, everyone.
Goodbye, folks.